What's up, everybody? We wanted to do something a little different. We got a lot of positive responses from Sit Down Saturdays, so I want to kind of continue with the discussions. So I've enlisted the help of two gentlemen. We have JISK, who you may know from Enter the Realm or the Realm of Collectors.
Yo, what's happening?
And Robert DETOLF from Shattercast Uncut and also the Legends Collector.
Hello, Bobby. You
Hello.
said two gentlemen. You lied.
So I wanted to talk about Quietus a little bit extra. Jisk, what is your feelings on it, having messed with it?
I'm packing up my collection. I haven't really messed with it too much. I messed with it, but I haven't compared it. But I kind of, in my mind's eye, I think the X-Transbot one may aesthetically look better.
Okay.
And I don't know.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
He's a brave man. He's a brave.
He is.
Brave man.
But I'm glad you brought that up, because that has been what a lot of the comments have been on my channel, is people saying, well, the Elagos one is fine for me. And obviously, you know, like I always say, if you like it, you win. But so I never bought the Elagos because I always hated the way it looked. I thought it looked cheap.
It's made like trash. I have to say this. The Fanstoys one is made exceptionally, whatever. It's painted beautifully, but there's something about the X-Transbots one. Like the Fanstoys one feels dead to me and cold, where the X-Transbots one just has some kind of life. And that may just be because I've had it for so long that I'm used to looking at it, but the Fanstoys one feels lifeless, but it is made infinitely better. The X-Transbots one is trash.
You mean it has there's a little more character put into it?
It just feels more, I guess you could say that. It just feels more alive. It just feels like it has more presence.
Do you think there's something there with Fanstoys being too slavish?
No. I have to interject. You think like, because to me the X-Transbot looks like a gumball. Like it doesn't have it doesn't have that life to it. It seems like something that you would get out of I'm being, you know, extreme and exaggerative. But
right.
It seems like something you would get. But like you drop a quarter in and you spin the thing, and like out comes one stick of gum and an Elagos.
Oh, and it's the gum that you chew for 3 seconds and it goes dead.
Yeah, and then you can chew, and then you chew the gum up and you fold it into the gun. You make the gum. It's a gum gun.
Starts out pink, but then it's gray after you're done chewing.
Yeah, like it just looks so cheesy to me.
It's made wrong. It's not painted well. Like, Fanstoys is the better product. I'm not denying that, but there's something about the Elagos that just stands out to me. And again, it could entirely be because I was used to looking at it, and I haven't compared the two side by side. So my Elagos, both of them are already packed up and put away. You know what I mean? So I messed with the Fanstoys specifically for this conversation, because otherwise I was just going to leave it packed until I moved.
Well, let me ask you this. You keep one for bot mode and one for alt mode, right?
Yeah.
What are you putting in bot mode?
I don't know yet.
Yes, you do.
It'll probably be the fan. Well, so here's the thing. They're both a nightmare to transform.
Correct.
So it may just be the Fanstoys goes in alt mode only because it has a greater chance of surviving the transformation than the other one.
I didn't have fear of this thing breaking.
No, me neither.
It seemed to withhold the pressure you have to put on it to get everything to move. I have to say, I find it surprising that you took that stance on it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, your tastes can be fair to so from time to time, but like...
that sounded like a personal attack.
No. But like, to me... I think this Cyclonus is the most beautifully presented masterpiece scaled figure that we've seen in years.
I agree. I think it's definitely Fanstoys' best made and painted figure to date.
You just don't think it looks as good as Elagos?
No, that's not what I said. I said I don't know if it has, and I don't know what it is yet. Something about Elagos just feels like it has more character, I guess is the best way to put it, because presence, like I don't know what it is. And again, maybe we can revisit this once I'm all set up in my new spot. But
have you played around with the articulation of Quietus?
I mean, just in messing with it. Yeah, just in messing with it, and like, you know, and it's good. It's articulated, but I don't know that it's any better than the...
Yeah, I don't know if it's any better either.
Better than the X-Transbots.
Have you, posed it, or as Bobby would say, posed it, and, put it on the shelf to see, maybe that, you know...
No, and that's the thing, not at all. I took it out of the box, I transformed it, and transformed it back, messed with it, put it back in the box, and put the box away to get ready for the move. So then that could be why.
I have a couple things. One, when you said that's not what I said, and then you repeated it in a little bit louder. Like, I'm gonna need you to watch your tone a little bit. This is my channel. And then secondly, like when I got that Elegos, I passed on it. Like I had the pre-production sample or whatever from Hung, and I passed on it because I was like, it just doesn't. It looks like a big old chug in terms of finish, not. You know, so like I don't see anything alluring about it unless you needed an excuse to have a different mode for alt mode. But saying that, I didn't care for it. I have my issues with the Fanstoys one in terms of transformation, but I think that this Cyclonus, the way it looks, is what people think of when they think of Fanstoys, even if a lot of their recent releases don't stand up to that.
Right. No, I agree. It's on par. I feel like Quake Wave Fanstoys came out of the gate swinging, and then they've been always great, but they haven't been as perfect until now. This thing came out, and I'm like, dang man, it's good.
I mean, I would put a few Dinobots in that same pocket in terms of presentation. Like I would put Quake Wave, a few Dinobots, this Cyclonus, and then I'd have to think long and hard if anything else comes close.
What about Jetfire?
Jetfire maybe 2.0, but there's a whole nother discussion that I'm down to have. Did you buy it, Robert?
I bought it. I still don't have it. Post office.
Whoa.
I'm supposed to get. Oh, darn it all to heck. Can I get a. Can I get one of those Bobby?
Yep, you get one. You
kiss your mother with that mouth?
Yeah, I was supposed to get it yesterday, and then instead of delivering it where there's a receptionist, they said, no, I have to reschedule it myself. They don't even want to just try again. So, yeah, no, I didn't get it yet. Sorry about the beep.
No, it's all good. Obviously, I don't transform my stuff much, if ever, outside of getting familiar with it and then reviewing it. And sometimes I just review it to keep it a buck. Or sometimes I just break it, Robert. I heard you. But like in terms of what I need my collection to do, like sit there, look pretty, like I don't think I would make one change. That's crazy.
You mean swapping pieces out, or
like there's no more accessories I would want. Like I wouldn't even necessarily want the IDW option, but am blown away that it's included.
Right. And it looks good. That like they did a good job on that too.
Agreed.
But can I ask you this though about that? That was one thing that kind of, and I never have it and haven't had it in hand yet. But it almost like irks me. Weird, even though it's the nerd, I guess, the self-entitled, unappreciative nerd in me, that it's like, you know what? If you're gonna do an IDW one, do an IDW one, because it's not just the head, right?
Yeah, but
they put pieces.
No, it's not just those things, but those are probably the two most iconic things about the IDW one.
Yeah, I would agree. Like he has a distinct face, a broken horn, and a sword. That to me is the IDW.
And that samurai armor.
The armor, I don't really pay attention to all that.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wish that my screws didn't strip. I did hear reports of people saying that they have soft screws, like they're known to have soft screws. I didn't necessarily know that. I don't take myself apart. But
can I get a so to speak?
I didn't even know soft screws was a thing. Dude, I love getting the soft screws.
But like
soft screw in a dirty tub.
They gave you the two guns, one for each of you. The one was like toy accurate or no, and then the other one was cartoon accurate. Like the silver one is cartoon accurate, and then they gave you the target.
That purple plastic one.
Yeah, and then they give you the target master. They give you the IDW swords. Or swords, since people think I really don't know how to pronounce it.
You should have ran with that. Not let
I should have. I shouldn't have let the steam behind the curtain. It's painted from head to toe. There's die cast in it. It's fully articulated with the exception of an ab crunch and butterfly joints, which would have been nice, especially the butterfly joints. I think would have been even nicer than the ab crunch.
Yeah, if you're going to be a sword fighter, you need to have really articulated arms.
Exactly. But like, there's literally nothing else I would ask for from it. In terms of what I do with it, I can understand people that are like, I like to flip it back and forth and all that kind of stuff. Then yeah, I get that. But
don't you think that the crotch plate should have had a stop at the back of that plug that pulls out, so you don't just pull it out?
Yeah, that's fair. It doesn't bother me once again for what I do, but that's a fair criticism. I also like my flaps are stuck, I think. So like that is like a QC nitpick for sure.
Which one? The wing ones to transform it, those little ones that have to slide out?
No. Those are lubed on mine. The ones that are on the hip flap. Like
Oh.
there's two pieces that are on hinges, but they're too tight to move, and I'm not gonna mess with it. But I mean, their last couple releases, like their Springer, their RC, their Cup, like this to me seems like a back to basics approach in terms of presentation with them that I'm just floored by. And also, this one has been delayed, significantly.
Well, it wasn't. It was supposed to come out under that other label that they had.
Correct. But I think they just did away with that. I think they realized that nobody bought it. You know what I mean? Nobody believed it. So they just let it go. But like, I'm willing for them to take as long as they need to take with this stuff if this is how it gets to me.
Right. I agree. Let me see this real fast because I just thought of it. Do you think that there's a chance that they release that other Dinobot under that other name? Because, I mean, obviously there was problems with the first one. So not to really tarnish the Fanstoys name. It's like, look, we're going to release it under this different name and you're going to get a better one, but it's not technically Fanstoys, so it doesn't necessarily tarnish their name of the other one.
I think their original intention was to make a line of Masterpiece style figures that they weren't entirely sure were going to sell as well. Like, I don't think they thought that the Scoria 2.0, whatever it was called, was going to do as well because people just wouldn't be willing to swap it out.
Right.
And I think that they were going to do a line of figures that they weren't as confident were going to sell as well, like a Cyclonus, like a Slag 2.0, and release that
Watch your mouth.
Right. And release that under a different banner so that they could skimp out on a few of the materials, like the die cast and stuff like that, to get it out at a cheaper price. And then all of that stuff wouldn't necessarily be indicative of the Fanstoys name. But everybody just called it Fanstoys until somebody like snarkily reminded them that it was Perfect Fusion. And they'd be like, yeah, whatever, dude, shut up. It's Fanstoys.
Technically, it's Perfect Fusion.
Right, exactly.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you think that this should have come with a stand, this Cyclonus?
I think it would have been nice. I'm always, my general feeling is like put a stand with everything. Like even if it doesn't transform into a jet, give me a stand so I can pose it jumping. Like I wish everything came with a stand. That's one thing I always give Mezco credit for. Like their stands are beautiful.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course, Robert.
Is this when this comes out? It's in video formats, or are we gonna have those like sit down Saturday, mess around Mondays, where the images are popping out when like main words are said?
Yes.
Sometimes random. So like when he said it's under banner, are we gonna have a picture of Mark Ruffalo pop up?
Maybe we'll see.
So if I go hot dog, hamburger, pizza,
and just so you know, all those images I have to search for privately. And
real hard. Google hot dog.
Now we can start saying anything now. Dung beetle, centipede,
all right,
scorpion,
and with that,
Cephalosaurus.
So with these two gentlemen specifically, I chose them very wisely. But the train will eventually jump the tracks at a certain point, and it seems as though it has jumped the tracks. So if you like this video, let us know, and we'll continue to do more. Thank you guys for joining me. Until next time, take care.